The American auto industry runs on Japanese brands Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Subaru, Mazda, Mitsubishi, and Suzuki. Together, they support 500,000 U.S. jobs and generate $170 billion in annual sales. But now, the White House is considering a 25% tariff on these vehicles, claiming they pose a national security risk. If this tax goes through, it won't just make cars more expensive. It could disrupt entire supply chains, cost thousands of jobs, and even trigger economic ripple effects across the country. So who really wins from this tariff? And who loses? Let's break it down. Japanese automakers aren't just shipping cars to America, they've built a massive manufacturing presence here. In 2023 alone, Toyota produced 1.25 million vehicles in Texas, Kentucky, and Mississippi. Honda made 970,000 in Alabama and Ohio. Nissan, Subaru, and Mazda added over 1 million more. Combined, these brands account for 43% of all passenger and light commercial vehicle sales in the U.S. But their impact goes beyond showrooms. They support a sprawling network of jobs, from steel mills in Ohio to tech firms coding software in Nevada. The problem? A 25% tariff doesn't just target finished cars. It also hits critical parts like batteries, transmissions, and electronics, many of which come from Japan or Mexico. That means higher costs across the board, raising prices for consumers and squeezing manufacturers' already tight profit margins. The White House argues this tariff will protect American jobs, but the reality could be far messier. If Japanese automakers scale back U.S. operations due to lower demand, the economic fallout would be severe. Estimates suggest that if their sales drop by half, the U.S. could lose $58 billion in tax revenue over 3 years. Nearly 436,000 jobs, direct and indirect, would be at risk, from factory workers to dealership employees and local businesses that rely on auto industry spending. For consumers, the immediate pain would come in the form of higher prices. Some estimates suggest popular hybrid models could jump by $4,400 or more. And here's the kicker. Only about 40% of buyers would switch to American or European brands. The rest might delay purchases or turn to the used car market, further slowing economic activity. The consequences wouldn't stop at U.S. borders. Japan is a major holder of U.S. Treasury debt, owning over $1 trillion in bonds. If trade tensions escalate, Japan could retaliate by selling off some of those holdings, driving up interest rates and making everything from mortgages to business loans more expensive. There's also the risk of losing advanced manufacturing expertise. Japanese companies pioneered just-in-time production and other efficiency-boosting techniques that U.S. factories now rely on. If they pull back, American manufacturing could become less competitive, undoing years of progress. So who stands to gain from this tariff? In the short term, the U.S. government might collect an extra $7.8 billion in tariff revenue. But the long-term picture is murky. American automakers like Ford and GM are already struggling to turn profits on electric vehicles. They don't have the capacity to suddenly replace millions of Japanese-made cars. Meanwhile, Chinese automakers could seize the opportunity to flood the market with cheaper alternatives. And for everyday Americans, the result could be fewer choices, higher prices, and a weaker job market. At its core, this 25% tariff isn't just a tax. It's a gamble with the U.S. economy. While the goal may be to boost domestic manufacturing, the unintended consequences could outweigh any benefits. From lost jobs to higher living costs, the ripple effects would touch millions. So what do you think? Is the tariff a necessary step or a dangerous risk? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the policies shaping our world.